Hello, my friends. Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another episode of Monday Moments, where I share tips, tricks, and helpful hints. This week is about stencils. I'm on a huge stencil kick right now. Literally can't get enough of stencils. I've made a pretty hefty investment over the last month in stencils. I'm just hooked on them because they're such an easy product to use with so many facets that you can use it with ink blending. I can use it with glittered glazes, textured glazes, all kinds of things that I can use it for. And I've said this before, when I look at a product to invest in, I'm looking for multiple uses for it and how I can stretch the uses for it and get my money's worth without having to invest in a lot of other things to do the same thing. This tip for stencils is just one way to stretch your stencils to another technique and get a different look that you can get with kind of embossing and different things that you can get with it as well. So we're going for that kind of shadow effect, if you will. All right. I'm going to show you just on a very simple stencil. It's just random dots. This literally will work on pretty much any stencil that you have. And if you're not sure, try it. It's just paper. It'll take you 2 seconds of your time that you won't be able to get back, but I promise you almost any stencil will work for you. Before I go down to my down camera, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube as well as Manly Made Minute on Instagram. All kinds of hops, all kinds of cards, all kinds of stuff there. I do lives, I do design team stuff, tips, tricks, helpful hints, my every other week with okay, I'll try that. I got all kinds of stuff going on, so would love to have you follow along. Let's go down, let's do a little technique with some stencils and show you how I can stretch my supplies with what I do on some of my stencils, okay? All right, so I am using, and let me just zoom out a little bit. I'm using the Random Dots stencil by Brutus Monroe. Pretty big open dots, nice random pattern to it, easy to show you on this technique. I have a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of cardstock. I have just lightly taped it down so it doesn't move on my glass mat. It's just easier that way. I actually don't have a sticky mat here with me at this studio, so I've got to get another one for here because I love my sticky mats, but this works just good too. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to magnet this down nice and tight. And I'm going to start with 2 of my same colors, 2 blues, 1 light, 1 medium to dark. You're going to go light to dark. And you're just going to stencil this out as heavy or as light as you want. Okay? I'm just going to do the whole background because I'm going to use this for just a very simple card anyway. And you can shadow this, you can light. I'm just going a pretty good heavy hand, heavy ink to just blend it out. Okay? That's it. That's step number 1. Get rid of your lighter color. Now get out your medium to darker color. What you're going to do is you are just going to take this stencil, and I like to go down to the right, so this way, all right? And you're just going to take and shift it just slightly down and to the right. As much of a shadow as you want or as little as a shadow as you want. You can see the overlap that I'm going to get. I don't want to get too much so that it doesn't start running into the other dots. But I do want a little bit extra, so we're just going to go a little bit extra. I'm going to put that back in place. And now I just use my darker color and go over it. Pretty hefty hand again. And this is just going to give you a nice little shadow layer. So you're just using this same stencil on top of itself just to give you some dimension. You're just building dimension with that same stencil. And again, let's just say you're limited on supplies. Let's just say you're new to card making and you just want maybe a couple things. Get a nice universal pattern like a dot or stars or even maybe a fleur-de-lis or a florally type something that you can use over and over and over again, because you can do it just normal, I can do it shadow, I can put paste through it. So this is just one option that I'm giving you if you're just going to have 1 or 2 stencils and you need to stretch out how you're going to do it. All right, the peel and reveal, and there you go. You've got kind of a party dot, kind of shadow dot going on. Gives you some dimension, and if I wanted to, I could shift this around and maybe just find some open spaces and do another layer and get that faux kind of thing going there too. So, but I'm just going to do it twice: a light and a dark, a light and a medium. You could even do maybe a yellow and a green, or any colors you want, right? But just start with your light and build on top of that. So there is one idea for you on stretching those stencils. Start simple. Get a nice simple stencil, nice simple pattern, and you could make all kinds of cards with this. I could stamp over this, I could put die cuts over this, I could just put a sentiment on this and call it a day. We could put some designer series paper over this. So you've got a ton of options with just literally one stencil. So hopefully this gave you an idea, a little tip on stretching your supplies on your stencils. Hopefully you're not as addicted as I am, because I've got a lot of stencils going on in my bucket. So thank you all so much for hanging with me this week. And until next time, I'll see you then.